Hi, it's Red-Headed Riding Hood here, red for short. I'm going to read you William Barclay's Daily Celebration, and this is very good. It's part 2, No Act of God. It's a continuation of yesterday's. When Jesus was on earth, in the body, he healed the sick. He raised to life the little daughter of Jairus and the son of the widow at Nain. Quite clearly, Jesus did not think sickness and illness and untimely death the will of God. Quite clearly, he thought them the reverse of the will of God. They were the very things that he had come to help and overcome. What then can we say at a time like that? We can say that God is as grieved as we are, that he is sharing in our sorrow and our grief, that he is afflicted in all of our afflictions, that his heart is going out to meet our heart. We can say that he has it in his power to make it up to those who are taken too soon away, and to those to whom sorrow and suffering has tragically come. If God is justice and if God is love, I am certain that as it is possible to be certain of anything, that there is a life to come. Me too. My brothers, especially Paul, Tim, and Mark, who were 45 and 53 and 52 when they passed. They were taken too soon. But they are in a better place and having a much better life than down here. And Christopher too, who passed in 2018, he was 63. I think he could have lived longer too, but he had health issues because he was premature also, but they're all in a better place. And in that life to come, God is seeing to it that the life cut off too soon is getting its chance to blossom and flourish, and the life involved in tragedy is finding its compensation. The eternal world is redressing the balance of the world of time. We can say that Christianity has never pretended to explain sorrow and suffering. It may often be that in any tragedy there is traceable an element of human fault, human mistake, human sin. In any disaster, the reason may well lie in human error, yet even when all such cases are taken into account, there remains much that is simply inexplicable. Christianity offers no cheap and facile explanation. In face of such things, we have often to say, I do not know why this happened. But what Christianity does triumphantly offer is the power to face these things, to bear them, to come through them on your own 2 feet, and even to transform them so that the tragedy becomes a crown. Yeah, I really like this one. And what comes up for me in this is I was and I have enjoyed watching the Chosen series, but recently I was very upset, and some of you might know if you follow it that and Dallas Jenkins writes in so many things that aren't there. And at first I was upset too that Peter's wife miscarried. And I didn't even agree with that. And now they had Thomas engaged, and all of this stuff is not in the Bible. Peter does have a wife in the Bible for real. That is true to scripture, but that she miscarried was all this that he wrote into it. And I feel like maybe, well, I don't know. I won't read into that, but Dallas, I feel like he is kind of like making excuses for, Peter's the one that denied him. And so he's adding an extra thing in there. This is why Peter did that. But the Bible doesn't give you that. He's adding too much to the story, I feel. And now Eden, Thomas's fiance, dies, and Jesus doesn't raise her to life. And the whole reason, that's what that one was about. The whole reason Jesus was there was to heal and bring people back to life like that. And I don't think that would have happened that way at all. I think they're way adding too much, and it's incorrect. It's not the character of God. And I don't, it's up to every person's decision, but it's made me lately, I haven't watched it anymore since I saw that episode, because I was just like, no, this is just too much. I'm really in disagreement with this. And, but it is so much better than a lot of TV you can watch. Like, my daughter got me watching, I did watch one season of it and did come to the conclusion, one episode. The Bridgerton, definitely The Chosen is much better than watching Bridgerton. Bridgerton it's like pornography to me. And I was just like, I can't watch this anymore. So yeah, no, but it's up to you. But I would suggest, make sure that you are in the Bible and know the Bible story and know the Gospels. And that's what I feel is good about it, that maybe it will get people that aren't reading it into reading it and be like, what really happened? Another thing that I felt was incorrect in The Chosen, a lot of things are good in it, is where Jesus is talking to John and kind of reprimanding him. And I was like, this never happened, about saying what he did that got him eventually beheaded, about saying to Herod, it's not legal for you to take another wife. And I think it was, I don't know, but anyways, so I felt like Jesus wouldn't have said that. He's basically it's your own fault, John, you're going to be beheaded, but no, I was like, no, that didn't happen. Because John sent to Jesus and was like, are you really the one, or are we waiting for another? So he was like having doubts when he was in prison, and he didn't see Jesus right before he went into prison. That's what The Chosen has. And I was like, way off. Also, there's other things, there's minor things in The Chosen that I think are incorrect, but I think they don't make as much difference as other things, but there's minor things that they put in. They make the Jews much more embracing of all other people, but which is good, which is right, but at that time they weren't. So I'm like, I kind of don't believe that would have happened. And they make Matthew autistic, and I think really a lot of modern medicine has created that. And so like at that time, maybe something would have happened at birth and that child would have died. And also the way they saw things, and I don't know if it's a combination of things or what, but sometimes they would see it as that person that's mentally ill or whatever has a demon. And it's doubtful that Matthew was autistic. I don't think so. And what I think the harm is that people think it's like true, like this is exactly how it is in the Bible, and it's not. And people need to know the Bible and know what's correct. I'm not going to tell you what, to not watch it. It's certainly a lot better than a lot of stuff on TV and in film. So that's up to you, but please fact check it. Fact check it. And no, it's totally not in Jesus's character. If Thomas, they were his close ones, and he was there to anytime anybody asked him, help me, Jesus, he helped them. And it's just unfathomable that Thomas had it's utterly ridiculous, and I'm sorry, but it's still a lot better than a lot of television to watch. But anyways, that's enough of that. I went on way too long. Don't say that no one cares for you, because I do, and God does too. Don't forget to pray for Red, because Red is praying for you. Bye.